So today's recipe will really help showcase how simple elements put together in a nice way can make an amazing meal. Everything separately is kind of boring, but in this bowl, you want to eat this, especially if you enjoy beef stir-fry strips. So let's get into it. Now there are two types of couscous that I've used in the past for this recipe. This is one of the OG ones. It's been on the website for a long time and a video is definitely due for it. Originally I made this with pearl couscous, but today I'm making it with Israeli couscous. I thought it would work a little bit better. The pearl couscous is a bit more like pasta, but they all have its own charm. But for that, you want to put some water in your saucepan along with some salt. And once that is boiling, add some olive oil in there and then the couscous. Just stir it once, cover the lid, and just take it off the heat. That's gonna fluff up in about 5 minutes, so we can now focus on the actual breading, the flour, seasoning for our beef strips. So we're really just simply seasoning it with red chili flakes, salt, and pepper. And then you add the strips in there a bit at a time to start with until you get used to the feeling that you're looking for. It should be dry from the flour coating all around the strip, and do the same thing with everything else as well. While we did that, the couscous literally got ready. So take a fork and just fluff it up. That is ready for later. Let's cook some mushrooms first, and the best way to cook mushrooms really is to get a cold pan, put the mushrooms in there, a bit of salt would never hurt, and then just seal it and let the steam as the mushroom cooks, releases water which evaporates, condensates, and it all just works really well together to just have some simply cooked mushrooms. You don't even need oil, honestly. Get that off, drain it, and then let's cook the actual strips that we coated. So some oil in the pan, and then to start placing your strips. Be careful not to overcrowd it. I did push it to the max on my largest non-stick pan. You will now just cook it until it's browned on each side. And something special really happens with chicken, with beef, I think even pork chops you can do something like this with, where you just coat with some flour that's seasoned and just cook it. It's like nice and crispy, simple, delicious. And once you're happy with the color, the crispiness, don't worry too much about if it's fully done inside. If that's what you're going for, we'll add in our peppers along with the mushrooms that we drained earlier and some freshly chopped chives. This really has sort of become like a stir fry now, and you really don't want to cook those peppers until they are mushy, half cooked, still crispy. Toss, toss, toss until it's done to your liking, and then it's the fun part, the part that you've been waiting for. So you start with the couscous, and you can see how nice and fluffy it is. And I really forgot how tasty Israeli couscous is, or was, because I just hadn't had it for a long time. It happens sometimes, things in the pantry you just forget about, and then you realize how good it really was. Anyways, couscous is on. Add some of that delicious warm concoction of mushrooms, chives, the crispy juicy strips, the peppers in there. Sprinkle on some chives. There's some sun-dried tomatoes which I've cut into some strips. Sprinkle that around. It really adds a nice tang to the whole bowl. And then some sharp cheddar cheese, and that really works really well. Originally I had Monterey Jack. That can work too, but I really just wanted a bit of a punch that the old white cheddar would bring. And this really is a bowl that not only would it be good fresh for like a lunch or a dinner, but you can like pack it up, because I packaged the extras in a little container and it looked beautiful in there as well. But in case you do want to see more stuff like this, then let me know down below and let me know what you would have done to top this bowl instead of sun-dried tomatoes and old white cheddar. I'll see y'all on the next one. Hope you have a good rest of the summer that we have lingering around.